Happy September, everyone. I woke up this morning to a glorious sunny day and got started with my morning routine. Reading, moving my body, and making a healthy breakfast. This morning, my daily smoothie consisted of banana, pineapple, mango, and strawberry. And it was so refreshing. Well, good morning, friends. Hope that you're doing well. I'm just wrapping up what's been a really peaceful and productive morning. Today is actually the 1st of September, so it's the first day of a little challenge that I've set up for myself. I don't know if you've ever heard of 75 Hard. It's this crazy challenge that involves you doing 2 45-minute workouts a day, having a meal plan that you don't cheat with at all throughout the entire 75 days. You have to drink a gallon of water, a bunch of stuff. And recently, as we're heading into the final days of summer and coming into fall, I've really been wanting to get back on track with some health and fitness goals. So I wanted to create a challenge like that for myself, but that wasn't quite as extreme as that. So what I decided to do is, starting today, although I've actually been doing it for the past few days, is I created a challenge for myself called 61 Medium. So for the next 2 months, so that's all of September and October, I've decided that I want to wake up every day at 6:30. I wrote this down so I'd remember it all. Work out for at least 30 minutes every single day. Read a chapter of a book. Stick to a healthier eating plan. So I don't want to be super strict about it, but I do want to try to focus on eating healthier. And then I also want to drink 60 ounces of water. And I just thought that that would be a really fun way to make my health and fitness a priority over the next few months. I feel like I'd kind of gotten off the bandwagon a little bit over the summer. It's just hard when you're traveling, you have family in town, all of that. But it's September now, and I feel like it's time to get back to it. So this morning I read a chapter of my book, worked out for 30 minutes. I actually just did a 30-minute walk today because, like I mentioned, I kind of started this challenge a few days early. The first few days I was hitting the gym pretty hard, so today I was just really sore. So I wanted to make it a bit more of an active rest day. So really excited about that challenge. I think it's going to be so beneficial. I've actually asked Christopher to help keep me accountable with it. And I'll probably be posting some updates about it on Instagram as well. So if you aren't already, follow me there. That way you can keep track with how I'm doing, or if you want to, even join me. And then right now I'm gearing up for a bit of a reset day. I was writing some things down that I wanted to accomplish last night, and there's a lot that we have to get done. I want to set up my bullet journal for the month. There's some plant care that we need to do, some errands we need to run. I need to pay my third quarter taxes, and a whole lot more. So I'm excited to spend a productive day with you all, and I'm thinking let's start this off with setting up my bullet journal. Oh, also, I just got some water out here, working on my first 16 of 60 ounces of water. Okay, but now let's set up this bullet journal for the new month. And setting up my bullet journal is really one of those things that I never quite feel ready for the month until I've done. Normally what this looks like is I'll set up my monthly spread first. So I'll basically just create a calendar in my bullet journal, fill out the dates, and then put in any important events, activities, or travel plans that we have. I'll also go into them in more detail, as well as creating a section for goals and habits. This month I decided to emphasize working out and reading, since those are kind of the main components of my 62 Medium challenge. And then with my monthly spread complete, I'll move on to the weekly spreads. And the weekly spreads are basically just a place where I can put any daily tasks, to-dos, reminders, or anything like that. And I'll just create 4 of these spreads, one for each week of the month. Okay, well, my bullet journal is all set up now, and this is really just one of those things that having it done makes me feel so much more organized, just ready for the new month. Now though, something else that I'm really wanting to do in September is to kind of get my digital life organized. So what I've decided to do this month is just to commit to every single day for 15 minutes, spend some time going through my digital space, whether that's my laptop or my phone, just decluttering and organizing files. I think I want to start with going through my phone. I've got it right here. I just want to spend 15 minutes right now going through my pictures and just deleting any duplicate images, screenshots, and just things that I don't need anymore. Lately, the photos and videos I have on my phone have just ballooned, and so I think it'll be really helpful just to go through them. So right now, I'm just going to set a timer for myself for 15 minutes. Let's do this. The 15 minutes starting now. Okay, so 15 minutes later and I have now deleted 711 photos and videos, so not too bad if you ask me, though I do have quite a ways to go. So we'll continue working on that over the next month or so, but next what I want to do is some plant care. So not only do my plants really need a good watering session, but also it's been a while since I fertilized them. So I want to water my plants, fertilize them. Then also there are a few that just need a little bit of extra love. Some of them, I think they just need a bit new soil incorporated into them. There's also a new plant that I need to pot. So I want to spend a bit of time just taking care of and loving on my plants a bit. Before we do that though, a little water check. I am now on my second glass of water for the day. So once I finish this, I will be halfway at my goal. Okay, so my plants are all now watered and fertilized, and next what I want to do is some repotting. And there are two plants that I want to repot today. The first is this Palea plant, which I think is just suffering from being in too small of a container, so it is not doing too well at the moment. So I've got a bit of a bigger pot right here that I want to plant it into so it will have some room to grow. Then this is the second plant that I want to repot. It's called a Swiss cheese plant, and again, I think that the roots are a little bit compacted in this small container. So I have this beautiful plant pot right here that I want to put it into, and again, that's just going to give it room to grow and help it to create a healthier root system. I'm thinking let's start with the Palea. We're just going to plant it in here, give it some water. Hopefully it'll be on the mend soon. That's plant 1 of 2 repotted, and I feel like this plant does look a little bit small compared to the size of the pot, but honestly it's always a bit better to go for a pot that's too large than too small. Plants can just grow a lot better when they have more space to spread out. But happy with how this turned out. Now let's move on to our second plant. All right, and we're done. I love how this plant looks in the pot. It's so fun. Love the statement that it makes. Can't wait to see it on display in my home. So now all that's left is to clean up, put these guys back where they belong. Okay, time now for a bit of a lunch break. I've definitely worked up an appetite, and in trying to keep things healthy, I'm actually going to be having some leftovers for lunch. So a couple nights ago, we made the sweet potato, kale, and sausage bowls that I think I shared the recipe a month or two ago. I'll link to it in the description box below if you want to check it out. But I'm just going to heat these up on the stove actually. It's my favorite way of reheating these, and then add a little bit of hot sauce, have that for lunch. And honestly, I am not always the biggest fan of leftovers. However, this is one of those meals that when you reheat it, it tastes just as good as when you first make it. So when I come across a meal like that, I'm always game for some leftovers. Okay, well I've got my lunch and I just filled up my third glass of water for the day, so we are well on our way to our goal. I'm just gonna take a few minutes to sit down, enjoy this, and then we'll get back to our list. Well, lunch is delicious, but right now I'm getting ready to run a couple of errands. I need to go to Home Depot and need to look at some stain options for, we got a new front door that we're excited to install, but we need to stain it first. So I need to look at some stains, and then also there are just a few miscellaneous items that I need from Target. So I'm going to head to both of those stores now. We can pick up what we need. So I just made it back from running my errands. I didn't end up picking out a paint stain for the front door because I figured it would be good to have Crisper with me, but I did get this little flyer, pamphlet, whatever you call it, of all of the different options, and I'm really thinking something like this sable, chestnut, or tugboat would be perfect. There's a little close-up of them for you. So I'll talk this over with Christopher, and then hopefully in the next couple of days we'll be able to pick one out. Then at Target I was able to get a few things that I needed as well. We got some smoothie ingredients because I feel like I'm always running out. I got some teeth whitening strips that were on sale, some coffee, some oat milk, and a few other things too. So I'm going to put this all away now, and then I'm going to make myself a tea, and we can sit down and get some computer work done together. Time for some computer work, and with it being a new month, there are always just a few things that I like to take care of. So first, because it's September and I'm self-employed, my third quarter taxes are due this month in just a couple of days, so I want to pay those. And then also, something that I like to do at the beginning of every month is just a bit of a financial check-in where I'll look through all of our accounts and just make sure that we're on track towards our financial goals. And that's something that I like to do every month, but this time I want to go a little bit further. Something that I've been learning a lot about and just been feeling really kind of convicted and compelled to do lately is just to review our giving and generosity as well. Generosity is something that Christopher and I really value a lot, and so we try to make it a part of our lifestyle. There are several nonprofits as well as our local church that Christopher and I both give to regularly, but I really want to reevaluate that a little bit and see if we might be able to give more, or if there might be some new organizations in our local area that we could give to as well. It's one of those things where I think we both realize that we've been blessed financially at a really young age, so we want to be able to give back. That's my plan. I'm probably going to be working on this for the next hour or two, but then when I finish up, I'd love just to check back in and set some goals with you for the upcoming month. Okay, well, I just spent a good bit of time doing a little deep dive into our finances. Happy to report that we are on track with all of our goals right now. But I thought it might be helpful to walk you through kind of what some of those financial goals are, what we're trying to do right now. So right now, something that Christopher and I are trying to really focus on is paying off our house early. So one thing that we want to do this month is make basically an extra payment towards the principal of our home. So right now, because we're still in the early years of paying off our home, we pay a lot in interest every single month. And so this month, something that we want to do is basically make an extra payment towards our home, but put it entirely towards principal. So that's just going to go directly towards how much we owe on our home. It's going to help us to be able to pay it off sooner. Then the other thing that I'm in the process of doing right now is actually setting up a SEP IRA. So right now, Christopher and I both have Roth IRAs, which is just an investment saving vehicle, and we're kind of maxing those out every month, but still wanting to be able to invest a bit more kind of long term. So I'm working with our financial advisor right now to set up a SEP IRA. That's really just going to allow us to save even more. So on the saving and investing side, we're doing good, but then as far as giving goes, there are a few really cool looking local organizations here in Charlotte that I'd love to start giving to. So I wrote out a little list. I'm going to compare notes with Christopher, and then from there we can decide which organizations we want to give to as well as how much. So I'm really excited about that. But then something else that I want to do, and this was actually inspired by a friend of mine who also lives here in Charlotte, is basically to go to Chick-fil-A or some other fast food restaurant and basically just get gift cards that I can hand out to homeless people whenever I come across them in the city. Where we live, we're a little bit more in the suburbs, so it's not really something that I see every single day, but we're still in Charlotte several times a week, and it's really common for us to see homeless people, and I always never really know what to do about it. I don't really carry cash with me. I don't always feel great about giving cash to homeless people either, but at the same time, you know, my heart really goes out to them and I want to help. And so one practical idea that a friend recently shared with me was just to have some gift cards on hand in your vehicle so that as you come across someone you want to help, you know, there's an easy way for you to be able to do that and you're able to meet physical needs of theirs. I thought that that was just such a sweet idea, so I put aside some money in our budget this month to do that. I think I'm probably going to get something like 10 gift cards and just keep a few in each vehicle. But that's just a little update on how we're doing, some of our goals for the month, and I hope that this was helpful. Right now it's getting late. Honestly, I don't know where all the time went today, but we are hanging out with a few friends tonight, so we need to go get ready for that. Overall though, I am feeling really good about all that we accomplished, and I really am feeling ready for the new month. I really just have a good feeling about September. I'm so excited for the cooler weather. So now I'd love to know, what are you most looking forward to about the coming month? be sure to let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. And of course, as always, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram for more daily inspiration and updates. And until next time, friends, I hope you have an amazing day.